we will look into critical path method. So step 1, we are going to do network diagram. Okay. See, every activity would be presented in a rectangle, which we call it as node. Let me draw that. So an activity is being represented as a rectangle and we call it as node. So here we call it as early start, early finish. What is that? You'll understand in some time. I'll explain it over a period of time. And late start, late finish, early start. EF is early finish. LS is late start. And then late finish. And okay, let's start drawing the network diagram. So always we'll have a star, a diamond basically, which is the start. And as per the table, see, if you see, these are the activities and this is the preceding activity and this is the duration to do these activities. So task A is the first step, first activity. So let us place it here. So this is task A. And let us connect from start to A is the first step. And then what is the next activity? Task B. Task B comes after A. This is the preceding activity. Task A is here. So task B. Right. Task B. And what is the next step? Task C. C comes after B. So B is here. So let us place task C here. And then after C, it is task D. D, right? D comes after B. So B is here. Let us place D here. D, task D. And what is the next step? Task E. E comes after C.
Task
right?
C.
Yeah. So C is here. So let us place E here. And then task F. F comes after C and D.
Okay.
C is here, D is here. So let us place task F here. And then connect it. Task F. And then task G, which comes after
E and F.
E and F. E is here, F is here. So let us place task G here. Let us name it as G. Is there any activity after G? No. Which means that is the end. So let us end it. This is end. And now let us enter the durations as well. So if you notice, task A, it takes 5 days. And then task B takes 4 days. Task C, 6 days. Task
D, 2 days. E is 7. Task F 1. And task G 5 days.
Right. So now we have, having drawn the network diagram, the next step would be forward pass. Step 2. So see, actually we have two methods to do the forward pass and the backward pass. I have chosen one which is easier to do. Okay. So let's start. Let's take that the project starts on day 0. Now we are going to add the duration. So in forward pass, we are going to add the duration. So 0 plus the duration is 5, which means we are going to complete it on the 5th day. And then A is completing on the 5th day. We will take the same number for the next activity, which means B starts on the 5th day. So now we are going to add the duration. So 5 plus 4 is 9. And after B, C. So when are we going to start C? 9.
After 9, yeah.
Yeah. So the same 9, we are going to enter it here.
Okay.
9 plus 6 is 15. Okay, so C ends on 15th
15.
day. Then let us come to D. D, when are we going to start?
D
Follow
should
the
be
arrow. Okay. To D, from where the arrow comes? B. So when are we completing B? 9. So we are starting D on the 9th day. So
Yes.
9 plus 2 is 11. So let us A, B, C, D, E. When are we starting E? 15, because C completes on the 15th day. Correct?
Yeah.
So 15 plus 7 is 22. Right. So now coming to F, from where all the arrows are coming to F? C and D. When are we going to complete C? C is completing on the 15th day. D is completing on the
11th day.
So when are we going to start F?
We can start by 11th.
Okay. See, now if we are going to start the activity F on the 11th day, let me enter that. If you're going to take 11, okay, when are we going to start F? After the completion of C and D, correct? When is C completing? 15th. So after C, when are we completing D? On the 11th day.
11th.
See, after the completion of C and D is where we are going to start F, correct?
Okay,
If C is going to be completed only on the 15th day, we cannot start F on the 11th day.
Okay. Both should be completed. Okay.
Right? So both should be completed. Hence, we are going to take the highest number here. Okay. So 15th. So when two activities merge or converge into one activity, we are going to take the highest number. Between 11 and 15, we will take the highest number as 15. The logic is both activities has to be completed. Only then we can start F. Correct?
Yes.
So in forward pass 1, we are going to add the duration. And when two activities converge into one activity, we are going to take the highest duration or the highest day. Got it? And then 15 plus 1, 16. So now G, when are we going to start? So from where, which activities is connecting to G?
F and E. So we will start by 22.
Okay, F completes on the 16th day. E completes on the 22nd day. As we are going to take the highest number, 22. You are right. Okay, and then 22 plus 5 is?
27.
So which means that we are going to complete the project in 27 days. Now we are going to do the next step, step 3, which is backward pass. So backward pass, okay, so 27, the same 27 is going to be entered here. Now in backward pass, we are going to deduct the duration. In forward pass, we added the duration. Here we are going to deduct the duration. So 27 minus 5 is 22. Okay. From G, the arrows has been coming from E and F. Yes. So let us go step by step. Let us consider F. If G, we are going to enter 22 here, the same number is going to be entered here, 22. The logic I will explain in some time. Okay. Take the same number. We are going to deduct the duration. So 22 minus 1 is 21. Right? 21. The same number we are going to take to the previous activity. Yes. So 21 minus 2 is 19. 19. Now let us see. See, D is going to be started on the 19th day. You consume 2 days and you complete it on the 21st day. And the next activity starts on the 21st day. You consume 1 day. You complete on the 22nd day. And the next activity of G starts on the 22nd day. You consume 5 days and you complete on the 27th day. You see the flow? Right? Yes. So that is why we take the same number to the previous activity and we are going to deduct the duration. Got it? Okay. Right. And yeah, coming to E, what is the number we are going to enter here? That again will be 22. 22. This 22. Correct? Yes. Yeah, this 22. 22 minus 7 is? 2 minus 150. Okay. So now let's take C. C, from C, the arrow goes to E and F. Correct? Yes. Which means C is the previous activity for both E and F. Right? Now, we are going to take the these numbers to be considered. 15th, E is going to be started on the 15th day. The next activity of F is going to be started on the 21st day. So we need to decide between these two numbers what number to enter here. Got it? Because if you see, follow the arrow, after C it goes to E and after C it goes to F, which means after C, both E and F is going to be started. Right?
Okay.
Right. So let us take an example. We are going to take between 15 and 21. Let us take 21. If you're going to take 21, which means what, C is getting completed on the 21st day. Correct?
Yeah.
If C is going to be completed on the 21st day, F can be started on the 21st day. No problem. Correct? After C, E starts. E, when it is supposed to start? 15th.
15th, right.
But if C is going to be completed on the 21st day, can we start E on the 15th day? We cannot, right?
No.
Then 21st, between 21 and 15, taking 21 would not be the right choice, right? So let us take between 15 and 21, let us take the lowest number. See, when from C, the arrow goes to two activities, correct?
Yes.
It goes to E and F. So here E, the late start is 15. For F, the late start is 21, or the lower number is 15 and the 21 here. So between these two numbers, we should take the lowest number. Got it? C is going to be completed on the 15th day, correct?
Right.
After that, I have to start two activities, correct?
Okay.
I have to start E on when?
15th.
I have to start F on?
Then 21st.
21st day.
21st. Okay.
If C is going to be completed on the 15th day, I can start E on the 15th day.
Yes,
I can start F on the 21st day.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
You get it? Right.
Yes, got it.
On the other hand, if I'm going to take the highest number, 21, then if C is going to be completed on the 21st day, I can start F on the 21st day, but I will not be able to start E on the 15th day because C is getting over. But we are supposed to start E on the 15th day. You see the difference?
Correct.
Right.
Got it.
Yeah. We need to, between these two activities, we take the lowest number. Got it?
Yes.
So coming here in backward pass, as we deduct the duration, one more thing is when two activities diverge from that activity, we take the lowest number.
Okay.
Lowest day. Okay. 15 minus 6 is 9.
9.
So C is starting on the 9th day. But now when are we going to start 9?
You can start on the same day, 9th itself.
Okay. From B, where all the arrows are going?
From B is going to C and D.
Okay. So when are we supposed to start C?
C is by 9th.
9th. D?
And D by 19th.
So between these two numbers,
You
which
take
number
9.
to take?
9.
Got
the
it?
lowest one.
Yeah. Your answer was right, but I want you to consider these two numbers. I don't want to miss anything.
Okay.
So that is why I again asked it. So
Okay.
9. And then here, 9
9
minus 4 is?
5.
5. Here?
5. 0.
Got it?
Yes.
So we have completed the backward pass.
Yes.
Okay. Now, why we did all these things, forward pass and backward pass, to do the next step. Step 4 is we are going to calculate float. Okay. What is float? I will explain, but let us see the formula first. Late start minus early start. The bottom number minus the top number, and late finish minus early finish. That is the number at the bottom minus the number at the top. So 0 minus 0 is 0. 5 minus 5, 0.
9 minus 9, 0. Yeah. 19, to 10.
10. Right. 21 minus 15 is?
6. Then you have 22 minus 6. 0,
Right. 0, 0, and
0, 0, 0, 0.
right?
Hmm.
So, how to find out one way of checking whether whatever you did is right is the number in that activity, the float in the same activity, both these numbers should be same. 10, 10, 6, 6, 0, 0, 0, 0. If the numbers are same in the activity, which means that the what you are doing is correct. Got it? If it
Okay.
is 10 and 9 or these two numbers are different, which means you have made a mistake. So now we have calculated float. Now let us see what is float. Before that, let us see a scenario. Let us assume F activity is getting delayed by 1 day. It is getting delayed by 1 more day. When we are going to complete F then? 17, right?
Yeah.
So you'll be completing F on the 17th day. If F is going to be delayed by 1 more day, will it impact the schedule?
Yes.
When are we going to start
Okay.
G?
22.
On 22nd day, correct?
Yeah.
If F is completed on the 17th day, will it impact the start of G, which is the next activity?
No.
No, right? You see that?
Yes.
Next activity is G, correct?
Yeah.
F and E doesn't have any interconnection.
Okay.
Yes.
Right? So, if I'll give you one more thing, if I am going to delay F by 6 more days,
Then
when am I going to complete F?
16. Okay.
If F is going to be delayed by 6 days, so which means that we are going to complete it on the 22nd day. Anyway, G is going to be started on the 22nd day, correct?
Right.
So F, even if it is getting delayed till 6 days, it will not impact the schedule or the start of the next activity, correct?
Got it.
From where what 6? This float. So you can delay the float, you can delay the activity to the extent of this float, which will not, still it will not impact the schedule. That is what is float. So float, if you see, it is because of the interdependency. If you see E and F has to be completed, only then you are going to start G. Because of this is where you are getting this float.
Okay.
Got it? So which means, it doesn't mean that you have to delay, but even if you're going to delay it by 6 days, the delayed by the float, it will still not impact the schedule. Got it?
Okay.
So because of the dependency, you can delay till the extent of the float without impacting the schedule. But if it is exceeding the float is where it will have an impact on the schedule. Got it? I hope you understood what is float here. Correct? Here, if you see, the float is 0. You cannot delay. Here it is 10. Here it is 6. Okay. So next step, we are going to calculate critical path. So before we calculate the critical path, let us identify all the paths. I will write the paths. You just follow, and if you have doubts, let me know. I'm just following the arrows to mention all the paths. So start to A, and then B, B to D, D to F, F to G, G to end. And then start to A,
B, C, F, G. And you have A, B, C, E, G.
right? Let us find out which has a float. Okay. Now, when I say has a float, which means it has a number. When I say it doesn't have a float, it doesn't have a number. If you see A, there is 0, so there is no float. Okay. Does B have a float? B doesn't have a float. Does D have a float? Yes. So let us ignore that. Why we are ignoring, I'll explain in some time. As of now, you ignore. Next, let's take the second path. Step A doesn't have a float.
B doesn't have.
Task B doesn't have a float. Task
doesn't
C doesn't have a float.
F has.
Right. C doesn't have a float. F has a float. So let us
Yes.
ignore. Even if one activity has a float, let us ignore that path. Next,
Okay.
A doesn't have a float.
B doesn't have.
B doesn't have a float.
D doesn't have.
C doesn't have a
E
float.
doesn't have. G doesn't have.
Right?
Correct.
Yeah. So none of the activities in this path has float. So we call that as critical path. Why critical path? One second. Let me draw the path. Highlight the path. This is the path. So if you notice, none of the activities in the path has a float, which means you cannot delay any of these activities, correct? Hence, we call this as critical path. If we are going to delay any of the activities here in this path, it is going to impact the schedule. So what we say is it is the longest path with the shortest duration. Okay. So this is critical path, but simply understand that the critical path will not have the float. Okay. Will we have only one critical path in a project? Not necessary. You may have multiple critical paths. Right. If there are multiple critical paths, what does it mean? The project is much more critical where you need to focus on multiple paths. Correct? Because you cannot let any of the activities in both the paths to get delayed. If we delay, it will impact the schedule. Got it? And another one is, see, we saw this crashing, fast tracking and all schedule compression techniques, correct?
Yes, yes.
So these schedule compression techniques, it is better to be done on the critical path. You'll have a benefit out of it. I'll show you how. Let's take D, which is outside the critical path. Let's assume, let us take, we are saving 1 day here. Okay. We are putting some effort and reducing the duration by 1 day. Then when are we going to complete D? Instead of 2 days, I'm completing D in 1 day. So when I will complete D? 10th, correct.
10.
Got it? 10th.
Yes.
So D, if I'm going to complete by 10th, okay, keep it aside. What is the next activity?
D, then
After D?
F.
F. F when I am going to start? The 15th day, correct?
Yes, yes, from C. Okay.
If D is going to be complete on the 10th, F I cannot start on the 10th, correct? It is of no use because C has to, correct. C has to be completing on the 15th day. Even if D is completing on the 10th day, it is of no use because F has to be started only on the 15th day, because after C is where we are going to start F. You see that?
Got it.
But on the other hand, let us say that we are saving 1 day in C. When am I going to complete C then?
Then you have 14th.
I'm going to complete on the 14th day. So now F, when can I start?
You can complete by 14th. You can start by 14th.
I can start by 14th because anyway, the another activity is going to be completed on the 11th day itself.
11th.
So I can start D on the 14th day, correct?
Okay. Yes.
So if you see, there is benefit in saving time in the critical path, but not in the non-critical path, unless otherwise it is exceeding the float time and other things. Got it?
Okay.
So one learning is critical path helps us to be conscious to ensure that we are not delaying. Another is this fast tracking, crashing, all these, the schedule compression is useful only when it is done in the critical path, right? And that too, another point is, even in the critical path, instead of doing it in activity E and the G and all, it is better to be done at the start of the critical path. So you know exactly how much time is there. You can adjust things accordingly. Got it?
Okay.
Right. So this is critical path method for you. So by doing this, you're going to come out with the schedule as well for the project.